Hey everybody, I hope your day is going as awesome as you are. Welcome back to another episode of Corporate and Economic Laws. People, we were studying one of the most beautiful chapters of this subject, that is Competition Act 2002. We began this chapter with an amazing case study that literally blew our mind. The case study was about Amazon. Amazon, instead of being a place where sellers were able to sell their products to millions of customers throughout India, and customers could get amazing choices of products at cheaper prices delivered at their doorstep instantly. But in reality, Amazon was doing something else. What Amazon was doing was, Amazon was stealing the ideas of its sellers and killing their businesses. Let's understand how. Number one, it identified which product was selling the most. Number two, it made its own version of those products. Number three, it listed those products at price 20% cheaper than the original product. And the last is, it listed its own product on the topmost and the seller's product was at the bottom. Because of this, people were always trying to buy Amazon's product. The reason is because Amazon's choice is there. Obviously, if Amazon choice is there, people will always buy that product. Plus, another reason why people will buy that product is because that product is listed at the top. Okay, once that product is listed at the top, it will have a lot of visibility. The seller's product will not have that visibility because he is at the bottom. Because of these reasons, people, the seller's business crashed by 70%. Okay, and if we look, this case study is only about one seller, but if we look at the overall impact that Amazon had on its sellers, you will be shocked to know that Amazon made a total sales of 1,50,000 crores in which year? In 2023, Amazon made sales of about 1,50,000 crores throughout India. Among those sales that should be done by all the millions of independent sellers throughout India, two sellers had a share of 35% of those 1,50,000 crores. Can you even imagine? Among those 1,50,000 crores, 35% was only sold by these two sellers, that is Cloudtail and Appareo. Later it was revealed that Amazon had a stake in them. That is the reason why their products was listed at the top. So in 2022, Competition Commission of India stepped in, fined Amazon 200 crore rupees, but people by then, millions of sellers had already lost their businesses. With this, we started with the chapter of Competition Act 2002 to understand what are the rules of the competition. Okay, perfect. Then we did was, we covered Amazon's case study. Number one, we covered the objectives of Competition Act. Number two, we understood the definition and meaning of acquisition. Number three, we understood the meaning and definition of enterprise. Till here we have completed the chapter. Let's resume to the remaining definitions part of the chapter and then we will jump directly on the rules and regulations, the crux, the main body of the chapter. Is everybody with me? Okay, cool. Next, enterprise definition also we completed. Over here, people, we saw the meaning of enterprises. Enterprise includes any person or government department that is engaged in economic activities but does not include sovereign functions of the government. Four functions. Over here, we started the definition with enterprise includes any person or government department. Let's understand the meaning of person. The term person includes individuals, Hindu undivided families, companies and firms, associations, government corporations, local bodies. These organizations and people will be categorized under the word person. The term is broad and includes almost anyone who can engage in business activity. Example, a freelancer running a business is a person under this law. Number two, a foreign company. Number two, a foreign company operating in India is also considered a person. And number three, a village panchayat, let's say a local authority, falls under this definition too. Cool people, with this we understood the meaning of the word person. Okay. Now we will study. Okay. Let's understand what is the meaning of an agreement as per Competition Act 2002. Obviously, we have studied agreement in Indian Contract Act when you were in CMA Foundation, but right now we are studying the meaning of an agreement as per Competition Act 2002. Clear? Perfect. I hope the screen is visible, people. Yes. Okay. Agreement includes any arrangement or understanding, whether formal or informal, arrangement, understanding, formal, informal, written or oral, between parties to act together in a particular manner. So, agreement any arrangement or understanding, whether formal or informal, whether oral or written, entered between the parties to act together in a particular manner. Cool people. So an agreement is an arrangement or an understanding. It can be oral or written. It can be formal or informal between the parties to act together in a particular manner. An agreement is an arrangement or an understanding, oral or written, formal or informal, between the parties to act together for a particular purpose. Clear, people? If two airlines agree even verbally to charge the same price for ticket, it is considered as an anti-competitive agreement. Okay. Next is appellate tribunal, means National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, which hears appeals against the orders of Competition Commission of India. Even we will cover all these small, simple definitions first, then we will come to the difficult part, okay? Quickly we will cover the small and easy definitions. Okay. Next is, what is the meaning of goods? Goods include manufactured, processed or mined products, stocks, shares, debentures after allotment, imported goods in India. So goods, this definition people is not exhaustive, it is inclusive. So goods means, goods includes manufactured, processed, mined products, stocks, shares, debentures after allotment, imported goods in India. Clear? Goods refer to anything that is tangible that can be bought, sold or exchanged. Anything that's tangible that can be bought, sold, exchanged. People, you can take a quick screenshot of this. Goods include manufactured, processed, mined products, stocks, debentures, shares, after allotment, imported goods in India. Three things. Next is anything that is tangible that can be bought, sold or exchanged will also be categorized under goods. Clear? Perfect. Goods definition will also cover. Example people, example is a steel rod manufactured in a factory is a good. Shares bought on the stock market after they are issued are goods. A software program being intangible is not considered a goods under this definition. Clear? Amazing. Okay, let's understand the meaning of relevant market. Relevant market can be categorized into two markets, that is whether it is geographical market or it's a product market. Let's understand this. The dairy market in Maharashtra, may have a different conditions than the dairy market in Tamil Nadu. Dairy market in Maharashtra may have different conditions compared to dairy market in Tamil Nadu. For instance, in Maharashtra, dairy products might be more expensive due to transportation cost or local preferences, because people in Maharashtra prefer local milk product. While in Tamil Nadu, dairy products might be cheaper or have different consumer demands. It depends on location to location, state to state. Even though both are dairy markets, the competition condition, that is prices, suppliers, demand, might vary between the two places. This is called as a market, geographical market. Market differs from geography to geography. The dairy market in Maharashtra may not be the same in dairy market in Tamil Nadu. Both may have different conditions, like pricing will be different, suppliers will be different, distributors will be different, a lot of things can be different. This is called as a geographical market. Next is product market. Coca-Cola and Pepsi both sell soft drinks and consumers often view them as interchangeable. If you are thirsty and want a soda, it doesn't matter if you choose a cola or a Pepsi, because they serve the same purpose. Cool. Hence, they belong to the same relevant product market, the soft drink market. Clear? So, a product can be categorized into two different markets. Either it can be a geographical market or it can be a product market. If I am thirsty, I want soda, I will prefer a soft drink. So that soft drink could be a cola or a Pepsi, doesn't matter. I see them as the same soft drink. Okay, so that is called as a product market. Now geographical market means if I have a dairy farm in Tamil Nadu, the competitors in Maharashtra are the people, the dairy farms in Maharashtra are not even my competitors, because dairy farms in Tamil Nadu have different pricing, conditions, suppliers, distributors in the state, and it differs from state to state. Conditions in Tamil Nadu may not be the same in conditions in Maharashtra. Okay. Product market answers one question: what kind of product or service is being sold? This refers to a group of products or services that consumers consider to be interchangeable or substitutable, Cola and Pepsi. If consumers can easily switch from one product to another, those products belong to the same relevant product market. Today I'm preferring Pepsi. Tomorrow if I'm preferring Coca-Cola, then obviously both are in the same product market. Clear? Geographical market answers one question: where is the product or service being sold? This refers to a specific area or region where the competition conditions are similar. In other words, it's a place where the market dynamics are similar, okay, but can be different in other regions. Clear? So let's understand the meaning of relevant market. What exactly is a relevant market? A relevant market is a market identified by the CCI, Competition Commission of India, based on either a product type or geography. A relevant market is a specific part of the market where companies compete with each other. The Competition Commission of India identifies these markets either based on the type of product or the geographical location to understand where competition is happening. There are two main types of relevant markets. We understood. Cool. Relevant market is a specific type of market where competitors compete against each other. That is called as a relevant market. The Competition Commission of India identifies these markets based on two things. Number one is which type of product is sold in the market, and where is the product sold in the market. Cool. These are all to understand where exactly the competition is happening. Clear? Okay. Next, let's understand what is meant by cartel. We will always begin with example, people. Okay. Consider three cement companies. There are three cement companies, A, B and C, which secretly agree not to sell cement below 350 rupees per bag. We have understood the same example in the last lecture. Jio, Vodafone, Idea and Airtel, three telecom companies, instead of charging 300 rupees, they were charging 800 rupees. They decided among themselves that we are not going to provide service at a cost that is lower than 800 rupees. Same example, but in case of cement. Since all major suppliers have made this agreement, consumers have no choice to buy at this artificially high price. This is called price fixing and is illegal under competition law. In 2012, the Competition Commission of India imposed a fine of 6,300 crores on 11 cement companies, including Ultratech Cement and ACC, for forming a cartel for increasing price unfairly. This is called as a cartel. Means all the major suppliers come together, instead of competing against each other as to who is going to provide the best quality at a cheaper price, they would compete. They would not compete, rather they would form an agreement, they would come into an agreement where they will say, we will provide the same quality of service, but nobody among us, no one among us should provide that service at a cost that is less than maximum price. Okay, for example, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone Idea. If I am right now buying 210 rupees plan and where I'm getting 1.5 GB data for 28, 24 days, these companies tomorrow if they come together and say, guys, from tomorrow onwards, we are not going to offer this plan at 200 rupees, but we are going to offer this plan at least at 800 rupees is the base price. Okay, below this, nobody should come below. Nobody among us should even provide service at a cost below 800 rupees. So these people secretly agree among themselves and then charge a whooping 800 rupees to the consumers. This type of secret agreement is called as a cartel. Clear? Next, a cartel is basically a secret arrangement between businesses to manipulate market conditions for their benefit. Instead of Instead of competing with each other, they agree to work together to keep prices high or restrict supply, which harms the consumer. Ultimately, these people are benefiting. Ultimately, consumers are the one who are at a loss. Let's understand the definition. A cartel is an association of producers, sellers, distributors, traders, or service providers. A cartel is an association of producers, sellers, distributors, traders, or service providers who, by agreement among themselves, either limit production, distribution, sale, or price of goods or services, or they will control production, distribution, sale, or price of goods or services, or they will attempt to control production, distribution, sale, or price of goods or services. Okay, clear example of how cartel happens. So people, three types of cartel can happen in three ways. Number one is I told you. Number one is agreement among themselves to fix prices. Clear? Okay, people, another two types of cartel we will learn in the next concept. Okay, I'm not going to explain you right now because let's build that suspense. Basically, meaning of cartel is an association among producers, suppliers, distributors, traders, service providers, who by an agreement among themselves. What they do is they limit, control, attempt to control, product, distribution, sale, price of goods and services. So, what is the meaning of cartel? Cartel is an association of producers, sellers, suppliers, service providers, distributors who by an agreement among themselves, limit, they limit, control, attempt to control. What do they control? Production, distribution, sale, price of goods and services. Again, cartel is an association of producers, traders, suppliers, service providers, distributors who by agreement among themselves limit, control, attempt to control production, distribution, sale, price of goods and services. Clear, people? Okay. People, you can take a quick screenshot. Five, four, three, two, one, go. People, please write it, draw it quickly, okay? How I have designed my notes, you know, left hand side will be the content, right hand side will be a blank page, so that you are going to draw a mind map on the blank page of the left hand side content. Okay, I hope you are drawing these mind maps on the right hand side of this content. Clear? Quickly draw, people. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Clear, people? Clear. Okay, let's move to the next concept, that is, who exactly is a consumer? Every single law about competition is directly or indirectly based on consumer. So it is very, very important to understand who exactly is a consumer. The definition of consumer under the Competition Act 2002 is as follows. A consumer is any person who buys, who buys goods for consideration. Obvious, consideration can be money or any other form of payment. That is, consideration can be paid or promised to be paid. It can be partly paid and partly promised, or it is under a system of deferred payment like EMI system. So number one, a consumer is any person who buys goods for consideration. Consideration can be money or any other form of payment, includes paid or promised to pay. Number one, partly paid, partly promised, deferred system, that is EMI. Clear? Next is includes the user of the goods. Tomorrow if my father buys an iPhone for me, in the end, who is the end user? I am the end user. So I will also be called as a consumer. If my father has bought it, he will come under this definite first point, buys goods for consideration, but it also includes the user of the goods, that is me. If the buyer has approved their use by another person, if my father has obviously approved the iPhone use for me, then I will be considered as a iPhone user. Number 3, hires or avails services for consideration, obvious, paid, promised, partly paid, partly promised under the system of deferred payment. Next is under the includes the beneficiary of the service. If the original person availing the service approves. If my father has called urban clerk for me to cut my hair, barber has come to cut my hair, my father will come under third point and I will come under the fourth point because I am the one who is getting the haircut. Correct? So, four things. 4.1 is the one who buys goods for services, the one who avails goods, the one who buys goods for consideration. Number 2, who avails services for consideration. Consideration can be paid or promised, partly paid and partly promised. It can be in the deferred payment system. Okay. 2 points we have covered. Number 3 and 4 is beneficiary of the services or the end user of the goods. 4 things we have covered. However, this is very, very important, people. Please focus. However, if a person buys goods or avails services, if a person buys goods or avails services for resale or commercial purposes, if a businessman is buying the goods and services for resale or commercial purposes, they are not categorized as a consumer under the Act. So these people who are purchasing goods or services for resale or commercial purpose, they will not be called as a consumer. Clear? Let's draw a mind map quickly. A person who buys goods for consideration. Consideration can be paid, partly paid, consideration can be money or any other form of payment. Clear? Partly paid, partly promised. It can be deferred mode of payment like EMI or installments. Clear? Next is, it also includes user of goods. Provided the buyer has approved their use by another person, buyer will be father, this will be son. Number 3, hires or avails services for consideration again. It can be paid, promised, partly paid, partly promised, deferred mode of payment. Number 4, includes beneficiary of services. Clear, people? Who is not a consumer? Who is not a consumer? Person who buys goods, avails services for resale or commercial purposes. They will not be called as a consumer. Clear, people? You can take a quick screenshot. I will give you people 5 minutes. Okay? Within 5 minutes, quickly take note of this mind map. Hey Siri, 4 minutes timer.
4 minutes counting down.
I hope the first condition is clear, people. I'm focusing on the next 3 conditions. Is it done, people? Perfect, people. Timer is over. Yes. So, people, consumer means a person who buys goods for consideration. Consideration can be promised or paid, and partly paid, partly promised, or it can be a form of deferred payment. Consideration can be money or any other form of payment. It also includes user of goods, the buyer user of the goods, and if the buyer has approved the user of the goods, then the another person can also be the user. The another person can also be the consumer. For example, if my father buys me an iPhone, I am the end consumer, so I will also be consumer provided my father has approved the usage of goods. Third is hire or avails services for Consideration can be paid, promised, partly paid, partly promised, deferred mode of payment. Next is it also includes the beneficiary of services. Clear? Perfect. Now, who is not a consumer? A person who is not a consumer if he buys goods or avails services for resale or commercial purpose, then he will not be categorized as a consumer. Okay, let's understand this with examples. Okay, Ravi buys a washing machine. Ravi is a consumer because he purchased the product for personal use. Clear? Number two is Neha books a cab on an app to travel to her office. Neha is a consumer because she is traveling. She is availing a service for paying for it. By paying for it. A mother buys a mobile phone for her son. A student subscribes to an online course for exam preparation. Now let's see who is not a consumer. Ramesh buys 50 washing machine to resell in a shop. He will not be categorized as a consumer. A construction company hires a transport service to move raw materials to a site, not be categorized as a consumer because it is using a service for commercial purposes. Next is an advertising agency hires a software service for designing client campaigns. If the agency is not a consumer because it is using the service for businesses, not personal use. The key takeaways are: if you buy goods or services for personal use, you are a consumer. If you buy goods or services for resale or commercial use, you are not a consumer under this act. Even if you are not the buyer but you use the product or service with the buyer's permission, you are still considered a consumer. Clear? Perfect. Consumer over, cartel over, appellate tribunal over, agreement over, acquisition over, explanation over, key takeaways over, enterprise over, who is considered as an enterprise over, who is not considered as an enterprise is over, goods over, person over, relevant market over. People, just 1 minute. Now let's understand some questions. Okay, why are cartels illegal? Cartels are illegal because they harm consumers by keeping prices high and limiting their choices. Is a business buying raw materials considered a consumer? No. If the purchase for resale or for business use, it is not considered a consumer. Can the government be considered as an enterprise? Yes, but only when it is engaged in economic activities like banking or transport, not in sovereign functions like defense. What is an example of a relevant geographical market? The automobile market in North India is different from the one in South India due to consumer preferences and conditions. Number 5, why does CCI regulate relevant product market? To prevent monopolies and ensure fair competition by identifying which products compete with each other. Clear? People, what we will do is we will cover till here. Okay, quickly. Okay, let's understand what is the meaning of anti-competitive agreements. The purpose of the Competition Act is to encourage fair competition, for the benefit of consumers and to regulate industries. The law identifies certain types of trade, commerce, and business agreements to be anti-competitive to ensure a level playing field. Let's understand what are those anti-competitive agreements. Number 1, the definition of agreement under the Competition Act is: as per section 2B of the Competition Act, an agreement includes any written or oral arrangement related to an agreement includes, we have understood the meaning of agreement. Okay, an agreement that is related to production, supply, distribution, storage, acquisition, control of goods. In the last lecture we understood. In the last lecture we understood this concept with an example where I own a dairy farm, I am the producer, I milk cows, I am the producer of milk. Then what I do is I give it to B so that he can store the goods. Then what I will do is I will give it to a supplier, C, who will supply these goods to a distributor, and that distributor will sell it to the retailers. Clear? So production, supply, distribution, storage, and that retailer will acquire the goods from the distributor. It will be called as an acquisition or control of goods or services. So any agreement that is related to production, supply, distribution, acquisition or control of goods, till here wait people, till here wait. If such an agreement, till here it is not a problem. You can make an agreement with supplier, producer, seller, distributor, anyone. But now is the main point. If such an agreement causes or likely to cause an appreciable adverse effect on competition, a bad impact on competition in India, it is considered as void. Any agreement that is related to production, supply, distribution, control of goods, acquisition of goods, till here not a problem. But when will it be a problem? When such an agreement causes appreciable adverse effect, that is a bad impact on the competition in India, it will be called as an anti-competitive agreement. The definition of an agreement is broad and includes both express and implied. Okay, express and implied means people, telecom companies. Okay, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, Idea. Let's say they operate in Pune. They operate in all over India. So let's take an example that we will take an example of Maharashtra. So Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, Idea are operating in Maharashtra. Gradually, what Vodafone Idea does is it leaves Maharashtra and operates in Chennai. Okay, it leaves Maharashtra and it operates in Chennai. Gradually, if Airtel goes to Chennai, Vodafone Idea goes to Vodafone Idea will go to Kerala. Okay, Jio Airtel go to Chennai, Vodafone Idea go to Kerala, and Jio operates in Maharashtra. So they among themselves did this. Okay. Now the problem is Jio, when he saw that Vodafone Idea is going to Kerala, so what I will do is I will stop providing services in Kerala and let Vodafone Idea go and provide telecom services to Kerala consumers. This is completely implied. No express agreement has been made. Okay, they are cooperative with each other. Such things will also be categorized as an appreciable adverse effect on competition. Such an agreement, whether oral or written, implied or express, that causes AAEC, appreciable adverse effect on competition, will be considered as an anti-competitive agreement, which can be identified based on circumstantial evidence, obviously. Now, what are the types of anti-competitive agreements? Number one, people, entering into an anti-competitive agreement is not wrong. But if that anti-competitive agreement will cause appreciable adverse effect on the competition, bad impact on the competition, then that is not allowed. Otherwise, you can enter into anti-competitive agreements. That's allowed. But appreciable adverse effect on competition, if it is causing, then it is not allowed. There are two types of agreements. Number one is horizontal, number two is vertical. Let's understand what are horizontal agreements. Horizontal agreements are agreements between businesses that operate at the same level, Vodafone, Jio, Airtel, of the production or distribution chain. These are generally between competitors and often involve practices such as price fixing. We understood 300 rupees. It was offered, it was with an agreement, it was promised that, okay, I'm bluffing. Airtel, Vodafone, Jio and Vodafone. Vodafone Idea, Airtel, and Jio. These three people what they do is, instead of providing services at rupees 300 rupees, they agree among themselves and they decide that not even a single person among us should offer services below 800 rupees. This is called as price fixing. Or output restrictions. For example, 5 cement companies agree among themselves that no cement should be produced more than this level. For example, if in year 1, 10 lakh kg cement is produced, these people will agree among themselves that we need to restrict this to 5 lakhs so that demand will increase and the cement prices will increase by 2 times and we can make money. Such type of restriction is also not allowed. Then another market allocation. You operate in Chennai, I will operate in Bangalore, you operate in Mumbai, I will operate in Kolkata. Such type of market allocation will also be not allowed. Or bid rigging. Bid rigging means, we are going to understand this people. Bid rigging or cartelization. So, horizontal agreements are agreements between businesses that operate the same level, Jio, Vodafone, Idea, Airtel. Of the production or distribution chain, these are generally between competitors and often involve practices such as price fixing, output restriction, market allocation, and bid rigging or cartelization. People, 1 second, I will just charge. I cannot charge my iPad. Oh. Okay. What do you mean by horizontal agreement? These are agreements between businesses operating at same level of production or distribution chain This is called a horizontal agreements. Okay. Now, these agreements like price fixing, output, restriction, market allocation, bid rigging, or cartelization, they are called as general. They are anti-competitive. They can cause appreciable adverse effect on competition. We will also understand this in the further concepts. Let's understand these concepts. Number 1 is cartels. A group of businesses collude or control market conditions by fixing price, restricting supply, or eliminating competition. We understood this. So no new entrant will be entered in the market. Like say Bollywood, classic example of Bollywood. Coming into Bollywood for a new person is very difficult. That is called as cartelization. You know who does that. Example, cartel means colluding to control. Colluding means coming together to control market conditions by price fixing, 300 rupees, 800 rupees, restricting supply, 10 lakh cement should not be produced, 5 lakh cement should not be produced so that demand will increase and the price will also increase, or eliminating competition. No new entry should be entertained. So example is opaque oil cartel is a real world example. Opaque means oil producing export countries. Oil producing export countries, where oil producing countries coordinate to control the global oil supply and influence oil prices. In India, if all leading telecom companies agree to set a fixed price for mobile plans instead of competing, it would be a cartel. Clear? Next is bid rigging. Competitors manipulate the bid rigging process by deciding in advance who will win the contract. People, let's say government want to build a highway. A, B, C, D, E. Usually these people will submit the tender, and the person who submits the lowest tender will win the contract. This is the usual process. But now, if these 5 people agree among themselves that, let's say 50 crores, normal cartel, normal process, lowest bid wins. Let's say lowest bid wins 50 crores, 50 crores lowest bid by A. Now, this is normal course of, now this is a normal scenario. Over here, what will happen is, these people will agree among themselves and say that A, you quote 200 crores, you quote, B will quote 300 crores, C will quote 500 crores, D will quote 150 crores, no, D will quote 250 crores, E will quote 350 crores. Now you tell me people, who will win the contract? Don't you think A will win the contract being the lowest bid submitter, being the submitter, being the person who submits the lowest bid 200 crores? But usually it should be 50 crores, but these people, just because they agreed among themselves, the bid has increased to 200 crores. Now these people will tell A, this time you take the contract, next contract B will take the contract. Now difference is 150 crores will be shared by these people. 150 crores will be shared by B, C, D and E. Okay? Because they are going to wait till the next contract happens. So this type of cartelization will not happen, is not allowed, because in the end government is at a loss, people. The public's money is at a loss. Correct? We are paying hardcore taxes to the government to build highways, and these people are agreeing among themselves and saying that you guys, A will win this bid today, tomorrow B will bid, tomorrow C will bid. They are quoting such high prices, 100 crores, 150 crores. Public's money is getting wasted. Such type of agreements is not allowed. This is called as bid rigging. Several construction companies bid for a government highway project, but secretly agree that company X will win this time and company Y will win the next project. Other companies submit higher bids intentionally to ensure company X gets the contract unfairly. Competitors manipulate the bidding process by deciding in advance who will win the contract. Here, next, market allocation. Competitors divide the market among themselves instead of competing, assigning specific regions, customers or products. I told you Jio, Airtel, Vodafone. Jio will operate in Bombay, Vodafone will operate in Chennai, and Airtel will operate in Maharashtra. Clear? Two airline companies agree that no one will operate only, that one will operate only in North India and the other will only operate in South India, preventing competition in both regions. As a result, customers in each region are forced to buy from a single airline without options for a better pricing of services. I will explain this concept better in the last lecture, people. Okay? Real life example, we are going to understand this in the next chapter. Okay? So what are the types of horizontal agreements? People, we will draw the mind map in the next lecture. Okay, my iPad's battery is running very low, so quickly I will also cover this vertical arrangement agreements. So horizontal agreements we understood. Cartels, bid rigging, market allocation are the types of horizontal agreements. Well, let's understand what is the meaning of vertical agreements. Vertical agreements occur between businesses at different levels of the supply chain, such as manufacturers, distributors, sellers, retailers, sellers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers. These agreements are only considered anti-competitive if they cause appreciable adverse effect on competition. Clear? Types of vertical agreements. Number one is tie-in arrangement. A laptop manufacturer forces customers to buy its antivirus software along with the laptop. Even if customers prefer another antivirus brand, they must pay for the bundled product, reducing their choices. This is not a problem until and unless it causes appreciable adverse effect on the competition. So this type of order tie-in arrangement. You buy one product and I will also sell you another product for which you are paying the total amount in a bundle. A company sells a product on the condition that the buyer must also purchase another product whether needed or not. Next is exclusive supply chain. You must all observe that in McDonald's or other fast food chains, you will never find Pepsi being sold over there. The reason is Coke has made an exclusive agreement with McDonald's that you are only supposed to sell Coke over there, nothing else you are supposed to sell over there. Clear? If you are making an agreement with me, I will sell you this much amount of Coke at an amazing discount. So McDonald's say, okay bro, I won't sell Pepsi, Thumbs Up, anything, I will only sell Coke. This type of arrangement is called as exclusive distribution arrangement. I will only exclusively distribute your goods. A manufacturer limits a distributor's ability to sell competing brands. Exclusive supply. Many suppliers is restricted from selling its product to other buyers. Many fast food chains primarily serve Coca-Cola products due to exclusive agreements. You won't find Pepsi in most McDonald's locations. Two things we have covered: tie-in arrangement. Buy one product and you also have to pay for the second product. Number one. Number two is exclusive supply agreement. That is, you are only supposed to sell Coke over there, nothing else. My competitor's product should not be seen in your location. Number two. Number three is exclusive distribution agreement. A well-known shoe brand allows only one distributor in an entire city and prevents other retailers from selling the same brand, creating a monopoly in that region. For example, I own the restaurant of A to B, Adiyar Anand Bhavan, a famous South Indian restaurant of Chennai. What I do is, if Chennai has got 4 parts and I own my brand over here, tomorrow if retailers and franchisers approach me that we want to open a restaurant in other parts of Chennai, I will not allow. Okay, such type of agreement is called as exclusive distribution agreement. A well-known shoe brand allows only one distributor in an entire city and prevents other retailers from selling the same brand, creating a monopoly in that region. A manufacturer limits a distributor's ability to sell competing brands. Not at all a problem until and unless it causes appreciable adverse effect on the competition. 3 types of agreements in there. Number one is tie-in arrangement. You buy one product, you also have to pay for the second product. Number two, exclusive supply agreement. You only have to sell my product in all your locations. No other competitor's product should be seen in your location. Number 3, exclusive distribution agreement. I own a brand. I only want to open a retailer shop over in one location. I don't want to open a retailer shop in other locations because I do not believe in their way of working. So such type of agreement also called an exclusive distribution agreement. Only this person has got right to sell the product in his location. Clear? Next is refusal to deal. A company restricts which buyer or sellers can trade with them. For example, people, a large electronic company manufacturer refuses to sell its product to retailers who also stock a competing brand. Tomorrow, McDonald's is selling Coke. Okay. Tomorrow, if KFC approaches me that I want to sell Coke in my location, can you give me a discount? I will say no, bro, not allowed because you are also selling Pepsi and Mirinda Sprite in your location, so I will not allow this. This type of agreement is called as refusal to deal. In the exclusive supply agreement, it was a mutual agreement between us that he told me, bro, give me Coke, give me Coke, I will at a discount and I will only sell Coke. This type of agreement is purely mutual. But refusal to deal is, he is asking me, I say no. A company restricts which buyers or sellers can trade with them. This forces retailers to drop the competing brand or lose businesses with the larger company. Next is resale price maintenance. A manufacturer dictates price at which retailers, for example, people, Apple strictly tells its retailers that you cannot sell iPhone 15 Pro at a cost lower than 75,000. This price is 100% fixed. If you sell, you will face penalty. Such type of agreement is called as resale price maintenance. So that Apple does not want to lose. Apple doesn't want a perception to be created in the mind of customer that Apple products are cheaper. Okay. A popular smartphone company fixes a resale price for its mobile phones, preventing retailers from offering discounts. Even if the retailer wants to sell at a lower price, they must follow the company's pricing rule. Clear, people, clear? So 5 types of vertical arrangements we learn. Number 1 is time arrangement. You buy one product, you also have to pay for the other product. Number 2 is exclusive supplier agreement. That person has made a contract with me that you should only pay, you should only provide me Coke so that I can, okay. McDonald's approaches Coke telling them that I will only and only sell Coke and not any other brands in my outlets. Such type of agreement is called as exclusive supplier agreement. Only McDonald's has the right to sell Coke all across India, all across its outlets. Number 3 is exclusive distribution agreement. I manufacture iPhones. I don't want my iPhones to be sold in China. I want my iPhones to be sold all across the world except China. So such type of agreement is called as exclusive distribution agreement. Clear? Next is refusal to deal. If that person, if I see, if McDonald's, if Coke realizes that McDonald's is also selling Sprite, Thumbs Up, Pepsi, they will refuse to deal with them. Okay, they have got the right to select which seller they should deal with and which buyers they should deal with. Such type of agreement is called as exclusive refusal to deal. Next is resale price maintenance. Apple company dictates to all its retailers that iPhone should not be at a cost lower than this amount because they want the perception that iPhone should not be cheap among the consumers. Clear? Okay. People, in the next lecture we are going to cover the topics of leniency, program for grantors, presumption of anti-competitive agreements, exemptions, every single thing we are going to learn in the next lecture. Okay. Clear? My iPad's battery is running very low because that is why I am hurrying. Till now, today what all we have learned? Number 1 is we have learned goods. What are goods? What is who is a consumer? Okay, once again, we'll start from beginning. Okay, we learned what is an agreement, we learned the appellate tribunal, we learned cartel, we learned who is a consumer, who is not a consumer also we learned. We understood what can be categorized under goods, what can be categorized under person, what is relevant market, geographical market, product market. Next is what is the meaning of anti-competitive agreements, definition of anti-competitive agreements, types of anti-competitive agreements, horizontal, vertical, types of horizontal agreements, types of vertical agreements. Till here we have learned, people. In the next lecture we will be proceeding with the further concepts. I hope you enjoy this session, people. You learn something valuable. Okay. If you have got any doubt, quickly you can drop me a WhatsApp message. You have my WhatsApp message. I will give you my WhatsApp number 74990 54559. Any doubt, whether it is stupid or intelligent, don't worry. Drop me a doubt in comment section or WhatsApp me. I will immediately resolve your doubt in the best way possible. Okay. If you want these notes, simplified notes, you can contact Hgpa. They will give you the notes. And if you found this video useful, please like it. Please comment which part of the video you liked it and share it with your friends. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, people. I will see you in the next one.